If you want to watch the whole show exclusively on odds.com, just hit the link at the bottom of the screen. Next up, rotation number 157, 158. Arizona Cardinals, New York Giants. I'm excited about breaking these games down this week. There's a lot of really interesting spots, and this is one of them. Arizona opening up as 3-point favorites. That moves to 2.5. This total sitting at 45. MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. 56 Fahrenheit. Showers. 8 miles per hour. Cardinals now 6-6, 3-3 on the road. At the Giants, 5-7, 2-3 home. I was looking, because I spend all day watching, going over football and going over the stats and going over the numbers. I don't know. Kamara is not getting the ball thrown to him from Taysom Hill. And we could have been 4 weeks of just cash in our pocket, taking the prop under. And we've been absolutely right with Kyler Murray not running the ball. And I don't know why I haven't just been hammering it since that hit from Dunlap. But Kyler Murray is playing hurt. I don't believe he's playing scared.
I think both. I think he's playing hurt and he's playing scared.
All right, that's fair. Cardinals coming off 38-28 loss at home to the Rams. They've lost 3 straight, 4 of their past 5. Number 2 offensive team in the league was limited to 232 total yards. And I know the Rams defense is good. The defense was gashed by Jared Goff. 463 total yards, 351 passing from Goff. 463 from the team. Kyler Murray, 21-39, 173 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He also fumbled twice, losing one of them. Limited to 15 yards on 5 carries. Kenyon Drake ran 10 times for 49 yards. Tight end Dan Arnold caught 2 passes for 61 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, 8 catches for 52 yards. Cornerback Jonathan Joseph left the game in the first half. He's listed as questionable this week. It was a stinger. Defensive tackle Rashard Lawrence and safety Jalen Thompson were inactive last week and are questionable this week. Let's talk about the Cardinals before we talk about the Giants. This team is losing football games and losing them fast. Do you have any interest in backing them at New York?
I don't, because New York's surging, and we've been saying, for a month now that New York is getting it together on defense. I still don't have a ton of faith in their offense, even though their offense, especially with the game that Gallman had some impressive output lately. But listen, I said this from the start of the year. The Cardinals were an overhyped team. They're not as good on defense. Their defense got propped up out of nowhere because they drafted Isaiah Simmons, which, yeah, he was fantastic at Clemson. But that guy's not going to change everything about that defense. Budda Baker's still the best player on that D, especially now that Chandler Jones is out. And so they have a ton of holes on that defense. And quite frankly, Simmons has made some bonehead plays, and he has not been the impact player they thought he would be. I don't know if that's going to change or not. I think it will. But Arizona got propped up. They obviously won that DeAndre Hopkins deal in the offseason. And everyone they were the offseason darlings. And yeah, they're a decent football team trending upwards, but people love them a little too much. And look, now that Kyler Murray's a little banged up, he appears human. And if he's human, they're not going to win football games. When he stands on his head, when he can't get touched, when the defense has to keep spies on him and he still burns them to the outside, that's how that team has been winning football games all year. And he can't do that right now. It's obvious. And until we know more about his injury, I don't see how you can back him. It's hard to get excited about the Giants because they are still the Giants. But look, we've been saying for weeks, this team is getting it together. And yeah, if anything, this is a Giants play, and continue to fade Murray and this struggling Arizona Cardinals team.
Yeah. Well, I think, in just judging from the way Joe Judge is talking, I think that Danny Dimes going to be back behind center. And
well, you got to figure if he was almost ready to go last week, he should be ready to go this week.
Yeah, and Judge is being quote unquote saying, I'm gonna give Danny every single opportunity to start. I think the move is the money line on the Giants now, as soon as possible, before they announce it. I think that should be the plan of action.
Yeah, because I'm like, some of my books don't have this game some of them.
Giants are plus 115 on the money line at Bet 365, plus 205 minus 105, which is points I don't think I need.
What do you have for points though? 2.5? Is that what you're getting?
Yeah. Yeah, I really think that let's talk about these Giants, NFC East leading Giants, which isn't a laugh anymore. They've won 5 of their past 7. They've won 4 straight. They're now sitting at 5-7. Handing the Seahawks their first home loss of the season was extremely impressive.
Well, and again, like the strength of the Seahawks all year has been their offense. Their defense is abysmal. And, this backs up what we've been talking about with the Giants defense being good. They're getting it together. They're getting better all the time. They're starting to believe in themselves. And that's exactly how they won this game. They shut down. They made Russell Wilson look bad this week.
They did. And Colt McCoy, 13-22, 105 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It's funny. I don't know why I was cheering for him, but I was. First victory since 2014. I was cheering for him. Also, who got fired after putting up a 219 yards prop on him? And that was just the most ludicrous number, because I'm watching that game and I'm like, man, McCoy's playing well. And I didn't know if he was going to hit triple digits in passing yards. The Gallman prop was the only thing that kept me from being ecstatic. I don't know how I didn't get on that with you. 16 carries for 135 yards. Giants topped 100 yards rushing for the 7th straight game. Gallman reached a century mark for the first time in his career. Evan Ingram caught 4 passes for a team-leading 32 yards. Giants sacked Russell Wilson 5 times. Leonard Williams, 2.5 sacks. Linebacker Blake Martinez left the game with a back injury. He's listed as questionable. This is a very healthy squad. Dennis Garcia says, I faded Arizona 3 straight weeks, not stopping now. Let down after beating Seattle. Slight concern for the Giants. That's a very important point. Is this a letdown spot after that? Or are they at 5-7 winning 4 straight immune to a letdown spot, Bebsie?
I don't think anybody's immune to a letdown spot. And I think that's a valid argument, but I'm with Dennis Garcia on this one. I wish I had been on fading Arizona. I just think Arizona is struggling right now, and until Murray's healthy, it's all about fading them. And yeah, I like the way this Giants defense is looking. Yeah. And whoever's in at quarterback, as long as they protect the ball, as long as Danny Dimes isn't throwing the ball away, maybe that was one of the good things about having Colt McCoy in, because, for as underwhelming career as Colt McCoy has had, he's not been terrible. He just doesn't throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he doesn't make a ton of mistakes. So I think it's protect the ball. And, I'm not going to take the money line. I'm going to take the points, but I am going to take the Giants in this one.
I'm going to take the money line. I don't think I need 2.5. If it's under 3, I just don't feel like I need it. Okay, Bebsie, I'm going to take the Giants too, and I think the time is now, because Daniel Dimes gets announced in.
I agree. I think that line moves. So yeah,
I agree. I'm with you. All right, let's do that right now. The Giants. I'm going to line chop for our man Bebsie here on odds.com. Man, these Tuesdays are really intense. They were a little easier when we had some buys, but the hours it takes to break down all these games and the stress of getting them all together, and then I get to sit here and cap them with you and with these great guys in the chat, and it's extremely enjoyable. Extremely enjoyable. I'm just going to milk every last second of it. All right, betting odds here, odds.com. We are looking at the Giants for Bebsie, and there's still a 3 on the board at FanDuel. Holy shit. Let me just make sure this isn't a stale line. Holy, a 3 still hanging at FanDuel? You gotta be kidding me. Let's see this 3. If I could get a 3, I would do it immediately. I could pay for it, but obviously I don't want to do that. Let's just see. I just want to make sure this is not a stale line and that Bebsie has this available. Oh, shit. Sorry. Wrong button there. Okay. Wow, +3 -115. Holy shit. If you could bet FanDuel, get that 3 right now.